The Commissioner of Police Delta Command, Olufemi Abaniwonda, says officers are ready to tackle any upsurge in crime as personnel have foiled multiple kidnap attempts and arrested suspects across the state. Kidnap has details.
On parade here at the Delta State Police Command Headquarters, Asaba, are these suspected kidnappers arrested at Ebrumede, Uwe local government area, on tricycle with over 2.3 million naira ransom money recovered. They are among several kidnap suspects apprehended by the police across Delta State.
Along the Patani-Ogara axis, we have usually had this incident of people opening fire on oncoming vehicles or outgoing vehicle and mass kidnapping of people. We have dealt significantly with that threat. And if you all will bear us witness that in the last 2-3 months, there's been no incident on that road. In the course of our discreet investigation, some individuals were picked up with this amount of money. Now to the issue in Warri, yes, there was an attempt and unfortunately we lost 2 operatives. But also, there was a major engagement, and I'm sure you are aware of this. Because we realized that if we don't engage, this will become more emboldened. So on this date, while they were trying to escape, they were engaged. As we approach the Ember month, as we enter the Ember month, every person who is preparing to go for Christmas, New Year celebration, there's usually an upsurge.
Some of these suspects, like this young man who used to be a mason, regret their action.
The boy that was kidnapped was not killed that very day, but we live in that very day. We collected 5 million from me.
One underlying factor associated with these suspected criminals are their illicit drug intake, as several drugs were also recovered from them.
You remember that each time we meet here, we have always paraded drugs, courtesan, drugs, courtesan. And you know that a lot of these incidents will only occur when these individuals are high on drugs. You can see there.
The police call for information sharing from members of the public towards better crime fighting and timely intervention. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Asaba.
The Federal Housing Authority is set to commence the regularization of property document of some of its localities in Lagos State and the Federal Capital Territory. The exercise is to afford localities in FHA estate in these zones who built without approval the opportunity to regularize their property document. The affected estates in Lagos State include Festac Town, Gowon Estate, Sherry Olofin 1 and 2, Satellite 2 and 6, and Navy Town, among others. Those affected in Abuja, Gwarimpa, Kubwa, Maitama, Sokoro, Karu, and Akoguzape area. The FHA advised affected persons in Lagos to visit the office of the zonal manager, while those in Abuja are to visit the office of the Executive Director, Estate Services, at the head office at Sokoro, Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. The federal government has also trained its researchers, scientists, technologists, and support staff in the Federal Institute of Industrial Research. The objective is to enhance capacity building towards meeting Pharaoh's strategic contributions to the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu's administration. We have more details in this report.
Gathered here, scientists, researchers, and staff of the Federal Institute of Industrial Research. They are here for a training geared towards building their capacity for effectiveness. This 2-day workshop and seminar is part of the government's plan to resolve food crisis issues in Nigeria, poverty reduction, and job creation using research as a tool.
Working round the clock to ensure that 0 members of staff meet up with global best practice standards. Our laboratories have state-of-the-art equipments. Some of the equipments are peculiar to our laboratory. Some are only found in few labs in Nigeria.
The federal government also killed insinuations that the institute is moribund, noting that it's working to enhance productivity.
I think the management of the institute discovered that there is need for staff to be aware of the provisions of the public service rule in order to boost their conduct and their performance at work.
This is the time we actually need to know what exactly the public service rule is, what it entails, and how to keep ourselves abreast about all the information in the rules to guide us, all our operations in the institute, so that the mandates and the mission of the institute will be achieved.
I will advise the staff, to take the training seriously and whatever they need to learn, so that they will open their eyes, they open their ears, so as to imbibe all that the resource persons will teach them, because it's going to help them improve in their career and also help them to achieve the ultimate towards the realization of the Institute's mandate.
The two-day seminar ended with a renewed vigor from the staff to deliver on the renewed hope mandate of the President.
Now let's give you this story that is just coming in right now. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has handed over 53 vehicles and 180,300 USD to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police on behalf of Canadians who were victims of internet fraud in Nigeria. Chairman of the EFCC, Olufemi handed over the document of recovery to a Canadian senior police analyst and a Canadian police liaison officer. Investigations commenced in January 2022 by a joint operation between Canadian government and the government of Nigeria. Some of the vehicles were traced with the VIN provided by the Canadian authorities. Operators of the EFCC monitored the visa which was used to bring the vehicles to Tinkan Island.